this is Ray Phoenix here, and welcome to Let's Play LEGO Star Wars The Video Game Part 10. 10 parts into this series, and we're finally beginning the third and final story of this game, Revenge of the Sith. So we begin, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker spent the last 4 months in the Outer Rim, ridding the Outer Rim of Separatists and evil droids and other evil stuff given up to us by the Separatists. And so now they are coming back to Coruscant because Chancellor Palpatine has been abducted by the evil General Grievous. And now we have to go and confront General Grievous, get into his printer, and find out, what kind of stuff he's been printing. Well, no, actually we want to get into his secret lair, which is in his starship, the Invisible Hand, I believe is what it's called, and, duke out some justice. This, I believe Dooku might be there too, so we're gonna go get revenge on Dooku for what he did to us in Attack of the Clones, and on other occasions throughout the Clone Wars, which this game fails to, and constantly forgets to, show that, but what does it matter? It's just based on the movies. The Clone Wars, is where it's at. Clone Wars, where we really get to see the full scale of the war, of this war. It's a lot of stuff we'll never know about from watching the movies. Clone Wars is a lot better in the movies. The movies had that quality of animation, that quality of writing and storytelling. People wouldn't complain about the movies so much. Even the books oftentimes have better writing than the movies themselves. So this is another, action level. These, another like starship action level type thing where you fly shooters. This level is more like Star Fox, where it's more three-dimensional, and you're just flying from behind. You just move up and down, left and right, and it's inverted too. The x-axis is inverted, and so it goes both x-y axis thing is inverted. It seems very. What part of it's not inverting? Your part is. It actually used to confuse me a lot as a kid. I go up, I can't get that. But there's also a lot of stunts. So again, you can only play these all in story mode, so you just collect as many stunts as possible. Well, you can get as many as you possibly could in story mode because there's only available instruments. We've already got 6 out of 10 mini kits. That's pretty good. There's a Separatist frigate, Trade Federation Commerce thing, I think that's what it's called, getting destroyed. We're shooting at the targets, shooting everything. We're playing as Obi-Wan, the greatest Jedi ever. I think Obi-Wan has got to be the best Star Wars character there is. He's a master at trolling. He also says all the best lines too, like, "Hello there," and "Maybe you are a master at getting caught." Obi-Wan, he's the greatest troll there is. He even trolled Darth Vader all the way to the very end. Yep, that's how Obi-Wan is. He goes by what the Jedi want. He goes by what the Jedi Order is, and what the Jedi Order stands for. Even when there was no Jedi Order anymore, he still stood by their ideals. And now we fly through this destroyed Separatist cruiser. I think it's a Republic cruiser. It's a Republic cruiser flying over now. The Separatists are nearby, man. It's kind of hard to believe they could have this full-scale war, this full-scale battle happening right over the Coruscant, the capital planet of the Republic. The backstory to this was described in the novel Labyrinth of Evil, which again was a pretty good Star Wars novel. I read that book myself. It's a really good book. So now we have to dodge the crossfire. It's really easy to get killed. When you get killed in this level, it shows your ship flying off, and then he does the Wilhelm scream. See, almost anyone's capable of doing the Wilhelm scream. Aye! And from a movie perspective, at this point, for Revenge of the Sith, it's like, well, what more is there to say? We've already been fooled twice by George Lucas's Star Wars prequels. You know that saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? So I've been twice fooled now. What more is there to happen? We know how it's the prequels happen. We know Anakin's gonna become Darth Vader, and Luke and Leia are gonna get born, and Obi-Wan has to hide out on Tatooine, but still, at this point, it's just, we're really watching this movie out of obligation. It's also a big computer battle, too, like George Lucas saying, "Hey guys, look what my computer could do that yours can't do," something like that. He's almost like a kid that brags, "Well, my dad is better than your dad, or my computer is better than your computer, or my game system, my GameCube's better than your Xbox," or something like that. I always thought the GameCube was the best system of its generation. It had a really good graphics processor, it had really good games on it, the technology behind it was superb. Sure, the discs weren't always the best in terms of what they lack, but it was still really good. Actually, and the PS2 had a lot of flaws, I found myself too. I got into a whole battle back in 2008 over the DRE disc read error on PS2. That's a whole nother story. For a long time, I couldn't play my favorite PS2 games because of that. PS1 never had problems like that. GameCube never had problems like that. And not to make so simple, that's not the whole thing. The system's great. Then again, a lot of bad systems also failed too. Like the Atari Jaguar is known for failing, so is Panasonic 3DO. Then again, the Xbox 360 is a well-liked system. Xbox 360s are notorious for breaking down due to the red ring of death. But for the most part, yes, I think the GameCube is, a really great system. It was an underrated powerhouse. I wish they could have done more. I wish it had more Mario games on it. I like the new Super Mario Bros. Type games or Super Mario Galaxy. I wish they made stuff like that on GameCube. I would have loved GameCube even more if it had stuff like that. But they say beggars can't be choosers. And that's exactly what this is the case of. It's also a system you get bored of quickly if you only have a few games. However, if those few games you have are Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Kart Double Dash, and Kirby's Air Ride, you're probably never going to get bored of GameCube. That's how it is for me. Kirby's Air Ride is one of the best games on the GameCube. I think it probably is the best racing game in the GameCube. It's a very unique racing game. And then there's Super Smash Bros. Melee, which a lot of people seem to like Super Smash Bros. Melee more than Brawl. I remember kids in high school used to play a lot. They used to bring their GameCubes in, or Wii's or even Xbox 360s into this room I used to hang out in called the Friendship Room at lunch, and we'd play games there. We'd play Smash Brothers, we'd play Mario Kart, we'd play all sorts of fun, cool stuff. We even got to watch movies a lot of time, and almost every movie we'd watch was some kind of disaster movie. We saw X-Men First Class in this room, and the kid that brought in the movie, he made us rewind the movie in the part where they meet Wolverine, and Wolverine tells Professor Xavier and Magneto to go F themselves. That was hilarious. It was really unexpected and funny. That probably is like one of the greatest. Some people say it's like the greatest movie cameo ever. See Wolverine saying go F yourself. That's the reason why I even took that role, because the only character in that movie got to say go F yourself to the main characters. And you never see that in Star Wars movies. Why? Because when Wolverine was asked to do a cameo in a Star Wars film, he just said, go F yourself, to the people asking him to be in the film. I think see Anakin Skywalker is now a Jedi Knight, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is a certified Jedi Master now. He's even part member of the Jedi Council now, too. And Anakin really wants to be a member of the Jedi Council, and he thinks that with this mission of his, he'll get promoted to for sure. He also thinks he's special, because he's like, oh, I'm the chosen one. I'm special. I'm like a special kid. I get everything. I'm gifted. I get everything. My dad gives me everything, or metaphorical, dad gives me everything on a silver platter. That's what it seems like for Anakin. That's part of why Mace Windu despises Anakin. Because Mace Windu worked hard to get a spot on the Jedi Council. He worked so hard that he ended up going bald, like the One Punch Man. But now he got to be on the Jedi Council. He well deserves a seat on the Jedi Council. Anakin's just some prince kid that comes in and everyone loves him. Well, some people love him, some people hate him. And now, he gets a seat on the council. And a lot of it was the order of the Chancellor. The Chancellor is getting more power of authority in the Republic to a point where he's pretty much a dictator of the Republic. He even dictates the Jedi Council now. The Jedi don't like that. Let's try to come up with a plan against the Chancellor to restore peace and justice to the galaxy. And this game leaves that out. That's one of the things this game leaves out. How could they leave something like that out? Such an obvious thing. I still think they could have put more in this game. Even I've said before, I still think this game could have had more. I think they should have had a part where they try to arrest the Chancellor. Some people said that would have been too violent or graphic for a family-friendly game, but I don't know. But then again, if they have the whole battle of Geonosis where a lot of Jedi were killed, or if they have the full scale, where we fight Count Dooku or something like that, or Darth Maul, like that, I think they could have put something like that in this game. There actually is a mod for that, I think, where someone made their own custom level. Because, but of course, mods are only on PC. I actually get the PC versions in this game sometimes. I can play mods. Mostly interested in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the mods, because, I think mods are interesting. There was a whole time where I would just watch nothing but mods, and then some kid wouldn't believe me that Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a real game. It is a real game. It's the best-selling Star Wars game ever. So it is, the most successful Star Wars game. I'm surprised I haven't made any videos about that yet. I might do an LP of that game eventually, but a lot of other people have done LPs. But I know you could say, I've done an LP of this game, and this game's been LP to death already before too, so what difference does it make? Yeah, you're right. It might be fun to see Ray Phoenix's twist on Star Wars Battlefront 2, see Ray Phoenix play through Star Wars Battlefront 2, where we go through the waning days of the Old Republic, all the way to the Empire. And then, when we get to fight the Emperor, or whenever the Emperor's had to expose himself, he takes off a mask, revealing that He's my arch rival, Tammy Newborn. All this time, Tammy Newborn has been the Emperor. And he's been doing what he's been doing just so he could rule the galaxy of Star Wars, and he could force all of them to watch 4Kids, because Tammy Newborn's this evil troll on YouTube that wants people to watch 4Kids and love 4Kids regardless of what 4Kids, the anime dubbing company, does. I actually really like 4Kids. I owe a lot to 4Kids. If it wasn't for 4Kids, I wouldn't have had anything fun to watch on a Saturday morning. Come on, Saturday morning, I don't have cable, I only have satellite, crappy satellite, it only has a few channels. I'm one of the few channels that gets the Fox network, and they show 4Kids TV on Saturday mornings, so of course I'd watch stuff like that. The shows were fun and entertaining. And they didn't really care so much for EI rules, but again, supposedly, according to Tammy Newborn in one of his rants, a lot of the animes were considered EI by the FCC because they teach kids about Japanese culture. So yeah, so it's okay to show them Dragon Ball Z. Sure, Dragon Ball Z is extremely violent, but that's because in Japan it's really normal to put violent stuff in a kid's show. Like what's about to happen right now. Count Dooku was really poor and helpless there, and Anakin Skywalker just took his lightsaber Dooku's and just murdered Dooku right there. What kind of name is Dooku anyways? It kind of sounds like a character from Dragon Ball Z. I've never actually been a fan of Dragon Ball Z. All I've ever known of Dragon Ball Z is it's over 9,000! And I also know that Master Roshi guy, or whatever his name is, apparently he likes soiled ladies' undergarments, apparently, so, yeah, it's another thing I know about Dragon Ball Z. Again, it's perfectly normal to put stuff like that in a kid's show in Japan. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if I lived in Japan. I always wanted to learn how to speak Japanese. I've been trying to teach myself Japanese lately, but I really want to actually become fluent in Japanese. It might give me a better chance of getting a job in Japan. I wouldn't mind going to, living in Japan for a bit. Japan has all the cool stuff. For the longest time, I couldn't play the third Jumping Flash game because I don't have a Japanese PlayStation, and it only came out in Japan. But thanks to emulators, I could play Jumping Flash free. I'm considering doing a Let's Play of Jumping Flash free too, eventually. How many of you guys like to see that? If any of you watching this video would be interested in seeing me play? Not everyone's gonna respond, because no one ever responds to questions I ask in my videos. And come on, I'm like one of the least famous YouTubers around. I mean, I'm least famous than that guy on the street. I bet there's a guy walking down my street right now that probably has more famous videos on YouTube than me. Then again, a lot of these people deserve to be more famous than me. Like that Lewis Tech guy I recently subscribed to. He has all the reason to be more famous than me, and he deserves a lot more than me. He dedicates a lot of his time to exposing Indians, computer scammers, and refund scammers, and Amazon scammers. So he saves us all from scams. He's a superhero, essentially. He's a really good hero. I recommend this Lewis Tech guy to anyone watching this. He's like a scam avenger, the scam avenger. He avenges people that were victims of scams, and he goes against the scammers. I think he does a really good job, a really good service to us all. He deserves to be a lot more famous than me and have a lot more hits than me. He does, by all means. So does Nintendo Capri Sun. He's been around for a long time, and he has all in the bathroom stuff, and even has his own second channel called Breaking on CS. Like when he showed that time he had to do his business out in the woods because he couldn't go inside, and then he even showed it the next morning. My mom says that what's worse, being the guy filming something like that, or being someone that watches that? So it's more like a case of which one's more foolish. The fool is a fool that follows the fool. As it'll be once we'll say in like 19 years from what's going on in this game now. So their General Grievous is guards, the Magna guards, his right hand men as guards. And so, yeah, we just defeated them off easy as that. So now there's the front controls, and it's guarded by a bunch of wimpy battle droids. We all know battle droids are wimpy and useless. Just do a bunch of jumps like that, and there. Now you have to use the Force to take control. This thing supposedly was made for hands of like Nemoidians or things like that. But of course there are no Nemoidians in this game, so what kind of sense does that make? They're desperately trying to control it. Emperor Edward Palpatine's behind my thing. That's right. Apparently, according to Canon of Nothing, the Emperor's first name is Edward Palpatine. I wonder where they got that from. Edward Scissorhands? Edward from Twilight? Edward. And so that's the end of the first two levels of Revenge of the Sith. Ray Phoenix, signing out.